arrival. We've got a hand here as well.
I feel like a leader is a listener. They listen to the problems, the issues. They're also like indirectly a follower as well.
Right.
So they are just for the people, that type of thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So she went into talking about like the characteristics or the qualities of a leader as well. Now, we want to do an exercise. Please, I need you to stand here and the microphone is going to start from here. So, how many of you here as we are all gathered here today believe that you're a leader from any of the descriptions that we're giving today? I am a leader, raise my hand. Great. So, guess what? You're the lucky bunch because we are a few of us and we're going to introduce ourselves. Now, in introducing ourselves in this section, it's called I Am, right? We've never met each other before. We want to know who you are. So, who are you? Let's start.
My name? Yes.
No,
Okay.
I said introduce yourself,
Okay.
starting with I am.
Then my name.
Mm,
Oh.
I am.
I am Tolu.
Is that who you really are? All we know about you now is your name.
Okay.
And they want to see you. Do you want to see her? Please stand. Embrace it. Who are you?
Um.
Should I help you?
Yes, please.
I'll start.
Okay.
My name is Abosede,
Okay.
and I am a believer. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Tolu, and I am an innovative person. And I say that because I find I am a creative person. I believe I find joy in writing poems, books, stuff like that. So-
Great. Pass it on.
Hi everyone, my name is Adeomi Toluwalashe and I am an accommodator. So I always make sure that everyone is settled, everyone is comfortable before I focus on myself. Thank
Great.
you.
Pass it on.
Hi, my name is Oluchi. I'm a deputy head girl and I am artistic. I love literature, I love art. It's kind of similar to what she said. And I just love the joy of things beyond figures and math and things like that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Hi, my name is Adeze Benihikiri, and I'm the head girl of Lekki British School. I am a really positive person, someone that believes that everyone should always be happy and always see the bright side of things.
Fantastic.
Hi everyone, my name is Irolo Pelu, and I'm a learner striving to be better every day and serve all those around
Let's
me.
go.
Hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Aziaju Cherilyn, and I'm from Britas College. And I am optimistic, and I'm also a giver because I feel like my way of showing love to people and being there for people is like surrendering myself, being like a service person to people. Yes, thank you.
My name is Fikoyemi Olabi. I am a fighter and a driver, and I say this because in every aspect of my life, I don't like settling for things. If I can make a change, I make sure that it comes through me and I can do the best I can.
Fabulous. Let's keep it going.
Hello everyone, my name is Adeshina.
No. Yes.
My name is Adeshina. I'm the head care. I love maths because I love solving solutions.
Great. Did everyone hear her? I feel like I want to give her another opportunity. We didn't hear you. So can you say your name again? And, you know, we're already learning about attributes of leadership. Use your voice and let us hear you. So you spoke, but who didn't hear her? Be honest. Some people didn't hear you. I want them to hear you. Even people next to you didn't hear you. So,
My name is Adeshino Alia. I'm the head girl of Lafayette Senior High School. I am a believer because I believe in solving equations in math.
I love that because she believes in solving equations in math, which means she's a problem solver.
Hi everyone, my name is Eze Chiamaka Mary. I am from Lafayette Senior High School. I'm the assistant head girl. Well, I am a believer, a leader, and a motivationer. I believe that every girl shouldn't be discriminated, so that's why I call myself a believer, and also motivate them. Thank you.
Woo!
My name is Esther. I'm bold and I'm a leader. Also, I'm who God has made me to be.
Fantastic.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
My name is
morning.
Cornelia, and I am the head girl of Dolphin Senior High School. I am bold, I am confident, I believe in myself that I can do it, and I love asking questions.
So you're curious as well. That's good.
My name is Ibrahim Aisha. I am the head girl of Girls Senior Secondary Grammar School. I am a learner. I love learning new things every day, and I also love being creative.
Woo! Let's go, let's go.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Evogo Miracle. I am the deputy head girl of Girls Senior Secondary Grammar School. I am bold, but sometimes I get frightened, but try to overcome my fear. And I'm an English student. I love English, I love literature, I love reading novels and learning new things.
Fantastic. So you are resilient because you overcome the fear. Let's go.
My name is Abayami Idayat. I'm from Government Senior College, Morocco. I like biology, I like government, and English and math.
Who are you? You've told us what you like. Who are you? I
am smart. I'm a girl who doesn't look down myself, even when the whole world is not looking up to me. I'm the girl who goes on no matter what they say. I'm a girl who motivates people when they are feeling down. And I'm also the girl who is creative, who loves singing, who loves writing poems, and also motivating people when they're feeling down. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Joy. I'm the assistant head girl of Government Senior College, Morocco. I'm one who lives to inspire others. I'm one who wants others to look upon me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Alia. I am the head girl of Ibeju Junior High School. I like writing and reading. I like everyone to be happy. I don't want anybody to be sad. I love it when everyone is happy and when they are not sad.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Rihanat. I am a believer and I am a leader.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Michelle by name.
And also I want to also be an inspiration to others and also fight violence and domestic violence also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adeshino Musua. I am the head girl of Olomu Community Senior Secondary School, Aja. I am confident, I am courageous, I am bold, and I like to be a motivator, like a role model to other students as well. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. Some people just joined us. We're introducing ourselves. Tell us your name. My name is, and I am. You heard everybody's example. Go ahead.
My name is Ruth. I'm assistant head girl of Victoria Island Senior Secondary School. I am bold. I'm courageous. Then I want justice to be served for anybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Monday Purity. I'm the head girl of Victoria Island Senior Secondary School. I am courageous, I am bold, I'm determined, I am dedicated, and I believe that one day I will show the world that who I am, and I will be an inspiration to everyone.
Woo!
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Audrey Esther. I'm the head girl of Government Junior College Ikoyi. I am bold, I am courageous, I fear no one, and I know that I have the strength to do great things, and I want to be an inspiration to everyone in the world.
One way or another said, I want other people to be better. I want to inspire other people. I want people to see me, you know. And that is because you want to serve others. But how can you serve others if you don't know what you have to give them? So let's go to page 5 of this workbook that I'm hoping everybody has. We don't have a lot of time, but I want you to, together, we will do some introspection. So page 5 has the topic internal self-awareness. Internal self-awareness. And we're going to be answering a few questions as you see there. So page 5, first question, what do you like doing? And I think we heard it in your introductions. Some people like math, some people like English, some people, go ahead and write, yes. Some people like literature, right? Everybody has it? Yeah. Some people have like literature. Some people obviously already like things like medicine, right? So what do you like doing? That is the first question. Please write what you like doing. You can write, you know, playing, dancing, or you can write sentences, whatever it is that you like doing. The next question is, what do you easily excel at? What activities leave you happy and fulfilled? For some people, it's solving math equations. She was excited when she was talking about math in a way that, you know, definitely was not as excited when I was her age. So, you know. Then the fourth question is, what do you want out of life? What are your biggest goals? And we heard it today. You know, that's why I wanted us to do that exercise before we start this, because it would have been daunting if you just started looking at this and you'll be wondering to yourself, do I have those answers? But I heard those answers in the room this morning. So what are your goals? What are your goals? When they call your name in the future, what would they say after they introduce you? What are your goals? And then the final one, page 5. And then the final one is, what steps do you take when you fail? Has anybody here ever failed? Has anybody here ever failed? Great. So tell us, what steps do you take when you fail? And as people settle down, I want to give an opportunity to those who... Welcome. If you're just joining us, we have this workbook and we're on page 5. If you can open it up and answer all the questions. Have any of you answered the questions on page 5? Any of you? Have you answered the questions? Sorry? You have started. No, I want to hear from you. That's why. So the first question is, what do you like doing? And what things do you easily excel at doing? Who wants to, from the group of people, you want to share? Please give her the microphone. She's here. Yes, please share with us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I like dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I like singing a lot. And what things do I easily excel at doing? Writing stories. Like, I just try and form it.
Great. Thank you very much. Anybody else on that role? Because you joined us late, want to respond? Do you have something? Because you didn't speak earlier. Please, can you pass the microphone to her? Are you ready? Learning. Fabulous. Thank you for teaching us that. Yes, go ahead.
When I feel, I listen to inspirational music. then I cool my brain, I move on, look at I correct myself, then I try again.
Fabulous. Please, let's give her a round of applause. We need to, yes, we need to tell people that round of applause is a way of serving people, serving others. Please go ahead.
Okay, so when I fail, I cry or I sleep, then I talk about it, and then I pray, and then I listen to music. But the most important thing I do is forgive myself. And if it's a case where I feel like I've been unfairly treated, I forgive others.
Fabulous. Please clap for her. Show love. Did we hear what she... So it's not like you cannot cry. You can cry. But then what happens after you cry? I love the fact that she said, I forgive myself. Kindness to self is one of those things that we don't know how to do as ourselves. Is that not an irony? Because if you want to be kind to others, you must also first be kind to yourself. So she said, I'm kind to myself. And then if for any reason whatsoever, this injustice came from an external means, person, I also forgive them. I hope you can see what we're taking away today. Leadership starts with who? Leadership starts with who? And to do that, you have to have what? Self-awareness, which is what we're talking about. I think we had other hands. Yes, please, go ahead.
So when I fail, I do not give up because every disappointment is a blessing. And I am sure that I will continue to try again and again and make sure that any areas I fail, I promise to work towards it.
Fabulous. I love this try again mentality. We have a hand over there from someone. When you're done, let's take her in green and then we'll go over here because we've not, don't worry, we'll come back. We would like to hear from people who just joined us.
What step do you take when you fail on a major project? Well, I feel bad at first, but I don't look back. I keep on going, correcting those mistakes, and I don't feel intimidated.
Fabulous. I love the honesty because, sometimes when we fail, then you feel like, other people are better. When she says, I don't feel intimidated, oftentimes the feeling of failure makes us want to stay in a state where it's almost like others are better than us. So I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Let's come over here. Yes. And yes, there. And you can also answer, what are your biggest goals? That's another one I would like because what we call that, for those of us who work, we call that a brag list. You people understand that language, Abby? You understand a bragging list? Do you have a bragging list? So, we're building a toolkit today. So, I want you to be taking away these things. A brag list is a list where you write about yourself. You'll be bragging about your own self. I did this today. I achieved that today. Because what she said is, in that time of failure, what do you go back to? Your brag list. Wow, Bosse, you're phenomenal. You're great. No, you did that. You raised $1 million last year. Because you didn't raise it this year, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You will be for yourself. And imagine if you're able to do all these things we're saying for yourself. Then when it comes to others and they fail, what do you think will happen? Will you now say you're a failure? I don't know why you just failed. Can we now see how things are connected? Do you see what I mean? You will not just say you're a failure. You would actually now begin to say, all right, I see. I see. Okay, great. Let's take, I think, we had these two hands and then we'll come forward.
Good morning, ma'am. So the steps...
use the microphone. We want to hear your voice.
So the steps I take when I fail. So in most cases, it's when it's on competitions. So when I fail, most cases I will try to put the fault on other people. Then I realized that instead of putting the fault on other people, I should just recognize that it's my fault and no one else's fault. Then I will trace my mind back to what went wrong. Then when I found out that this is what went wrong, I tried to change and take better steps forward. Then for the question on what are my biggest goals, I have two for now. The first one is to have A's in my WAEC, and the second one, I have a website on child abuse. It's quite confidential for now, so I want it to go worldwide so we can help children out there.
Fantastic. Please give her a round of applause. Now, there's something you said about when you want to blame others, but you blame yourself. You know, sometimes things go wrong for no reason that is within our control or any external control as well. Do you know that? So sometimes it's not their fault and it's not your fault. Sometimes it's not the time, and sometimes it's a first attempt in learning. Thank you.
The steps I take when I feel, although when I feel emotionally down and drained, I don't feel happy about it. I cry all the time. But there is always a thought that always comes to my mind that I remember the reason why I'm doing this thing. I have to keep going. I don't have to break myself down not to like accomplish my goal. So I have to motivate myself and talk to myself and keep myself going once again.
Fabulous. Let's give her a round of applause. You know, I watched an interview with Oprah. Do we all know Oprah Winfrey? Everybody? So she said she gives herself 24 hours. I loved it. The timeline on it. So she said she gives herself 24 hours to cry, to just be sad, whatever. But after 24 hours, she must get up. And I love it. So she's putting a timeline on whatever feeling, you know. So I appreciate that you say, I cry, I feel bad, but put a timeline on that because it's your first attempt in learning. We had a hand here.
Okay. When I fail, I always have a moment of self-reflection and I reroute my steps because I know if you don't fail, you're not even trying. So I always keep trying. So when I feel I don't try and, I'm not the type to wallow in self-pity or anything like that. So I just have to keep going because keep trying, and eventually I get it right. Because, for example, I play guitar and I'm not very good, even though I've been playing for like a year now. So I just have to keep trying, and I know eventually I'll get.
Turn that pain to power and use it to correct my mistakes. I find out why I failed, what went wrong, and look for a solution to it. For example, I've been practicing my modeling work because people say I'm tall, I should do modeling and stuff. So I started trying to like catwalk and stuff, and then my siblings would tease me and say that I'm walking like a penguin or something like that. And then I'll use that pain to keep on catwalking till I get better.
Fabulous. She just gave us a whole masterclass. And as we wrap up, you would see that when you go to kind of the next part, we treated a lot around internal awareness because that's where it starts from. But as you go through the workbook, you'll see that it talks about what? External awareness. And that's where you not just say, what am I good at? But then you ask your friends and your family, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, what do you think I'm good at? Right? Because you see yourself, but then they see you as well, right? And it's a combination of those things that actually starts to help you to build your leadership. Because once you have self-awareness and you're leading self, you are oftentimes more sensitive to others. Remember the failure example? If you're kind to yourself when you fail, and you really, really believe that failure is your first attempt in learning, like, look, you just taught me some first attempt in learning, then when somebody else fails, right? So let's say your head girl. Why many of us, though born of a woman, nurtured by a woman, taught and trained by a woman, somehow believe that we cannot be
woke up early this morning.
I'm not. I believe that women's leadership It leads to more sustainable families, more sustainable communities, businesses, organizations, and nations. Hi, my name is Abosede Jojogan, and I'm excited to introduce Women in Leadership Advancement Network, WILLEN. Our vision at WILLEN is to advance women's leadership across all levels of political, economic, and public life. WILLEN's non-profit arm will train 100,000 girls aged 14 to 24 years old over the next decade. Our hope is that we can raise a new generation of young women leaders who are effective and who thrive. Our other arm, WILLEN Global Consulting, Nigeria's premier gender consulting business, will offer services to individuals and organizations committed to gender equity and women's inclusion. So if you ever think gender auditing, gender budgeting, gender disaggregated data, our team of consultants, made up of experts with over 50 years experience, will be here to support you. If you'd like to learn more about us and stay connected, make sure you visit our website on www.willenglobal.org and make sure you sign up to our newsletters to stay informed. Also, follow us across all social media platforms at WILLEN Global.
Round of applause for WILLEN. That's a very cold applause. A round of applause for WILLEN. A round of applause for WILLEN. A round of applause for WILLEN. I don't think they can hear the toll gates. A round of applause for WILLEN. I want them to hear at Lekki toll gates. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's so good when you have schoolgirls in the house. See the response. I love it. Keep giving it to me like that and we're going to be good friends. Okay, my name is Itunu Oluwahunga. I am your host and MC for the day. Itunu is the name, don't worry. Forget about everything that you heard at the back. My name is Itunu. And I will be, taking you through this wonderful experience from this moment to the end. So you're going to be seeing a lot of my face. And you people have been very cold. I don't know if it's the AC that is inside here. So we're going to do, something small so that the girls can shake body and you can say hi to the aunties over here and the aunties over here can also say hi to the girls. So can everybody please stand up? Thank you very much. So we're going to play a little game. Very little, nothing much. Hi, people.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth and I'm excellent.
It's giving. It's giving. I see you are hiding. Yes, you have come to meet you.
My name is Connelly and I'm confident.
Connelly is confident. So there are two C's that I've heard today. Who can remember the first person's name? And she was? Come on, clap for yourselves. There was an O. What was her name? And she was? Hey, my girls. Clap, clap, clap. And my name is? And I am? Fantastic. A round of applause for yourselves. Everybody, please sit down. That was really, really lovely. Oh, I know a few names here. And I'm going to find out more as the day goes on. Okay, so we just want to tell you a little bit about the WILLEN Conference. But before we do that, we have a very special person here. Very special because she's one of those people who has a fantastic way with words. What do they call people who have a way with words? Can somebody tell me? People who use words to, make stories come to life. Do you have an idea? What do you call people like that? Don't worry, you'll find out very shortly. She's a spoken word artist. Has anybody here ever heard of spoken word? If you heard of spoken words, fantastic, great. So I have a wonderful spoken word artist here. Her name is Oyeyemi Adeoye. So she's going to give us a word to describe herself when she comes up. Definitely. Please, a round of applause for Miss Oyeyemi as she comes up. Miss Oyeyemi
has that never left my memory. They're always fighting crime, trying to save the has that never left my memory. They're always fighting crime, trying to save the world, just in time. Okay, I feel old. Can we try again? Redeemers. Fighting crime, trying to save the world. Powerpuff Girls. So, if you can remember the song, fighting crime, to save the world. Oh, it's just me and you. Of girls, yes. So, in complete ignorance and disservice to biology and anatomy, sugar and spice and everything nice, this was what was used to make the Powerpuff Girls. And they turned out fine. Now, I wonder what head girls are made of. So let's create one. We'll have to follow a recipe so it's well done. First, intellect. Sharp and keen. It'll be very useful after she's 16. Let's put as much as we possibly can. She will use it to plan and deliver, maybe make something that would outlive her, just like the German former leader, Angela Merkel. Call her Germany's head girl. Her achievement is universal. Now add teaspoons of wisdom and empathy, then our girl can spend time seeking knowledge and understanding. She will read wide and be a reader who is a leader, who is now a listener, like Jacinda Ardern, who led with her ears and her heart and is still commanding respect in digital age. Who better to lead them than the head girl in STEM? In all you do not forget you. You'll be head girl for a while, but you'll be leader for forever. Whether you're up leading millions or just yourself. You've got to keep the cycle of learning, relearning, and unlearning. It is okay if it is you that you are still finding. As a sweet assurance from Gandhi says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service to others. Maybe head girls are superheroes like the Powerpuffs. Just like them, you fly, but unlike them, the sky is not a limit. They have superpowers and so do you, trying to save the world, but unlike them, you have a spirit of which no fiction or imagination can compete, including the ones you may have because you have experienced defeat after life may have hit you hard in the face. Still, I challenge you to stay in the race. Complete your hero's journey. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. There is nothing more beautiful than the rain refusing to stop going back to the clouds no matter how many times it pours it out. And remember, you will not have to wear your cape all by yourself. Even heroes need help. So, I call for help. For our head girls by day and superheroes by night or after school. Let's open their eyes that they may see and their ears that they may hear. Let her see that she can be an artist and a leader, a beacon of light, a scientist and a writer, a giver of light, an entrepreneur, a scholar who will, not might, make a difference where it counts. So that one day, in a live broadcast, with her intellect, wisdom, empathy, determination, charisma, grace, courage. Our head girl will sit with flags flanking her sides, eyes to camera, ready for the first speech of her administration as the president of our nation.
Today, in half of the world, we see rapid progress and development. However, there are many countries where millions still suffer from the very old problems of war, poverty, and injustice. We still see conflicts in which innocent people lose their lives. All need to contribute. Me, you, we. It is our duty. Let us become the mission to decide to be the last. Let us become the first generation that decides to be the last, that sees empty classrooms, lost childhoods, and wasted potentials. Let this be the last time that a girl or a boy spends their childhood in a factory. Let this be the last time that a girl is forced into early child marriage. Let this be the last time that a child loses life in war. Let this be the last time that we see a child out of school. Let this end with us.
Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. We want this to be the last time that we have girls and boys out of school. Do we agree? Yes, we want everyone, male and female, to get education, and not just education, to get opportunities after getting the education. Fantastic. Now, I want our spoken word artist to stand up because she deserves a round of applause. Did you enjoy that? Did it make you feel gish? Because I was like, it's plenty. Thank you so much. You're fantastic. Thank you so much. And now we're moving on really quickly to the very first session of the day. I'm sure you all have been waiting. We already have everyone here seated. All our speakers are here seated because they're so happy to speak to you and engage with you. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce the moderator of this quick and brief fireside chat, who is my principal, like I like to call her, the founder of Willen, Mrs. Abosade George Organ. She's the founder of Women in Leadership Advancement Network, Willen, where we are working to inspire a shift to gender-balanced leadership across all levels. Abosade is a tri-sector leader with over 20 years of experience across the non-profit, private, and public sector. She has managed programs focused on improving the health, education, and economics outcomes in over 30 Nigerian states and 5 West African cities. Give it up for my principal. Please keep clapping. That's my madam. I must collect my money complete. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we have the red man himself. I don't know if you know the red man. I know the red man. Mr. Adebola Williams. Please clap for him because he's going to be coming up majestically and I'm going to be speaking. Mr. Adebola Williams is the chairman of the AW Network and founder of Red for Africa, the continent's largest portfolio of youth-focused media brands, including Red Media Africa, Statecraft Incorporated, the Future Awards Africa, and WineNiger.com. Fun fact, I worked for WineNiger at some point in my life. Well, we'll talk about that after. Yes, sir, I did. You were my boss. You know, so I have 2 bosses on stage. I do bad like that. He's a champion for youth in Africa, if I do say so myself. He co-founded the Future Awards Project in 2005, which till date remains the biggest youth awards in the continent. And he also has a training component that has empowered over 30 million people. I'm expecting applause. He has authored his very second book, African Power Girls. If you don't know that book today, you're about to find out. And he wrote this book, very cute, as a gift to his 3 goddaughters. Thank you so much. The panel, the floor is yours. Should I?
No,
okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Itunu. Well, how are we feeling? Good? Great. The day has just started. We have a lot lined up for you. But Debola, thank you so much for being here.
I'm glad I made it.
I'm so glad he made it. Trust me, he went, let's just say he came by air, but he's here. We're about to have a very important conversation with the girls. And but first of all, I want to share how important your book is. I've got an 8-year-old daughter, and I'm not quite sure where she got your book, you know? I'm not sure, to be honest, because I didn't buy it for her. But it is one of her favorite books. And Michelle read your book, I think it was definitely maybe when she was 5 or 6. And she takes it to the toilets, you know, like she takes it everywhere. And that's how important your book is. And so she would come and ask me questions. Who's Queen Amina? What happened? This, that. And that is, I mean, I'm sure, like Itunu said, you wrote it because you wanted to gift your goddaughters something, but then you gifted girls and generations history. Because oftentimes, the history of women is not told. I don't know if we know this. Until King Woman, the movie happened, we thought it was King Man. Until they made that movie and actually brought history to life.
I didn't know it was from you. I just saw, this event for head girls. And I thought, oh my God, I'm busy. Can I make it? But head girls, head girls just kept ringing in my head. And because of that, I said to my PA, we have to find a way to make this. And then eventually I found out it was also by my friends. So I said, we have no choice. We have to make this. But I've been quite busy and tied up in London. And I was going to come back to Lagos tomorrow. Then I realized that I'd committed to this event on the 6th. And so we had to move the flight to yesterday.
Flights are not cheap, that's all I'm saying.
So I landed last night so that I can be here with you guys today.
Please give him a round of applause on our behalf. Thank you.
So it's not, it's not just about the book, but it's just an understanding that, we need to raise the next generation of African Power Girls. And you guys, who have already shown a level of leadership that has made the school entrust you, need all that guidance and all that support to be able to unleash the Queen Amina, the Mama Nike Davis, the Grace Alele Williams, the Millicent Obeng, and all the great women that are inside of you. The simple reason why I wrote that book is because I want to remind all of you that before the world tells you what you can be and cannot be, I want you to read the book knowing that before you were born, women like you who ate akpu and ofeoha, who ate amala and begiri, who fetched water in streams, some who lived in Ijesha, some in Yanokpaja, some in Ajanle Koko, some in Kubwa, some in Ibarakba. Women who some did not go to school. Some were married off at 13. You're lucky you're here. Women like that did not let their circumstance hold them back. They did not need anybody's permission to become. So I wanted you all to know that before the world tells you what you can be and cannot be, that you do not need anyone's permission. And I think if that's the only thing you remember from today's conference, go with it and run with it. Because you're in this room today, you already have a staircase. Look at this stage. Someone can leap from the floor here, right? But you can also climb that thing and it'll be easier. Imagine this was higher and that staircase was higher. Many of you in this room are on that staircase. And there are many children who are down without the staircase to climb up. So for you, who much has been given, much is expected.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. So we actually have a topic because we have a theme for our maiden conference, which is our digital generation, our generation. As we know, these are digital natives. So our topic is embracing the digital era, leading in a connected world. And Debola, it's not because you are here, but I've told you privately, so I'll say it publicly. There are few people I know who has, in short, he has even monetized networking as far as I'm concerned, who knows how to connect people, but also connect dots, right? And so I think this topic is just like right up your street. So first question, how do you believe the advancement of technology has influenced the leadership styles of today?
I think that technology has exposed us to much more information than we had many years ago.
Is his microphone working? Do you hear him okay?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay.
It has exposed us to much more information than we ever had. And so we can make much more informed decisions. That's the first thing technology has done. We can make much more informed decisions. In actual fact, we can call it data-driven decisions. You can see patterns that you ordinarily would not see. You can understand perspectives from different cultures, different race, different regions that you ordinarily would not have access to. That's the first thing technology has done. The second thing technology has done is that it has opened our minds to the global village. So we no longer play as local champions. Now you can be a local but global. You can create products from Nigeria and you can sell them around the world. You can have ideas in Nigeria, but you can adapt them for global relevance. So technology has opened us into a new vista. Technology has given us a voice. So leaders today are able to use technology to share their thoughts and shape society. Leaders today are able to use technology to connect and build networks for themselves to collaborate. Collaborations that you ordinarily might not have been able to make in your bedroom or many years ago, technology has given you access to human beings. Some of them more knowledgeable than you. Some of them with bigger and better ideas that can refine your thinking. Technology has also forced accountability. It has forced a level of transparency. So because there was a time where we were younger, when you were not born, because you were just born about 20, some of you 10 years, 20, 15 years ago. Or do you know when we used to wait for TV to start at 4 o'clock? Do you know? Do you know when
now it's on demand.
On demand. When we put on the TV, we'll first see some lines. Green, blue, yellow. We'll first come. You now do we'll now wait. Then at 4 o'clock, we'll now hear bam, 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 bam. You know what that is? There will be national anthem. That is, TV was a national event.
Yes.
So there will be national anthem before your TV starts at 4. Then we can now watch Super Ted. Who knows Super Ted? Lemon. Nobody. Who knows Voltron? Yeah, there'll be one or two might know Voltron. You might know Voltron. Yeah, you might know Voltron. So, you know, then, you know, so the point I was making about television is, at that time, it was mono communication. Yeah, one way. We waited for TV to tell us, then it left. Now, you watch it on your phone. If you don't like what they said, you will tweet at the brand and say, this brand, what are you people doing? So brands are forced to be more transparent, and leaders are forced to be more transparent, because as a leader, if you say something that is untrue, or if you say something and you deviate from that thing, so for example, you tell everyone in your class, make sure you all return to class at 2 o'clock. Then at 2:05, they find you in the canteen. Someone can use social media to take your picture and say, look at the head girl Shola in the canteen at 2:05. So social media, the internet, has forced people to be transparent and to be accountable.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So transparency, you know, people can share their thoughts. You know, I've heard this thing where somebody says leadership is about knowing how to solve problems or knowing who to call to solve those problems. And what you're saying is technology just facilitates that process. Now, how can these young girls that you're looking at leverage digital media for leadership? What can they do?
I think the first thing for any young person is to realize that the internet is their, after the Bible, after God's Bible, the internet is the next Bible. It's a world of information that can help you navigate, that can help you find answers to too many questions. The internet provides you a classroom before or after your classroom. The internet can empower you, it can educate you, It can help you create businesses, opportunities for yourselves. It can help you know how to effectively lead. The internet, I see it as a platform to create, to connect, collaborate, and build competence. That's what the internet is. You can use it to build competence. You can use it to create a platform for yourself, to create ideas and create things. You can use it to connect to people around the world, to find like minds. 18 years ago, we did something called the Future Awards, which is still running till today. It was an awards event that every year curated the brightest and the best young Nigerians. It brought them together to create bigger things. It brought them together to inspire one another. It brought them together so that young people will not feel like, oh, I am mad because I have big ideas and the world says you're young, you shouldn't think big. The internet is a place where you can find like minds, people that share the same values as you, and then create things together, collaborate together. But the biggest thing that you must remember is that the internet is to build competence. My dear friends, do not spend the time scrolling away, just watching people's Instagram posts, reading people's Twitter, watching TikTok. You're burning money. You're burning your life away. You're burning time. It's got to add value to you. You see, if the internet is not making money for you, the internet is taking money from you, from the little money you have. And how can the internet make money from you? For you. It can make money for you by building your competence so that you get better at your education, or maybe at a business you're trying to do. And you cannot go to business school, but you can learn all about it on social media. Everything you're looking for is there. The internet can make money from you if you are a content creator. And you don't have to be a content creator that dances on the internet. You can be a content creator creating something on education, on social studies, on government, on history, on science. Listen, the internet is a vista. In Africa alone, there are 1.2 billion people. And half of that, over 700 million of that, have access to the internet. What does that mean? There are at least 100,000 people looking for your content. And if you have 100,000 views on YouTube, you make money from that. Just for you to put camera in front of you, create content on government, put it there, and people are watching, and you're making money while you're sleeping. So if the internet is not making money for you, it's taking money from you. And you must also remember that there are certain things, anyway, we'll come to that on ethics, so let me not jump the gun. But the summary is, the internet is a book, but in your hands, in your pockets. Leverage it.
Fabulous. Let's give him a round of applause. So now you've told us what to do and how to leverage the internet. What are those skills and competencies that we need to have to be able to do that as young leaders?
That's the beauty.
Maybe not everybody is as social as Debola.
Okay. That's the beauty of the internet, first of all, is that it's all in this. From Techno to Infinix, 10,000 to 50,000, all mobile phones can give you access to the internet and gives you access to social media. First of all, effective use of your mobile phone is...
Keyword, effective.
Yes, effective. Effective use of your mobile phone. You need to know how to navigate your mobile phone. You can Google it. How to use Techno 07 effectively. How to use Infinix 858 effectively. It's there. They will teach you different things. My phone is iPhone 12 Pro. After my phone, there's been iPhone 13. There's an iPhone 14. My wife is fighting me to buy iPhone 15. I'm not sure if I'll buy it or not. My wife uses iPhone 14. But my picture quality is better than my wife's picture quality. Even though her phone is 2 years ahead of mine. You know why? I watched a video on Instagram that said how to make your camera better. I followed what he wrote. I don't even remember it. But now, if you use my phone to take pictures, and you use an iPhone 14, I bet you my phone will be better. Because I followed an instruction on the app on how to effectively use my camera. So the first thing is to learn how to effectively use it. Don't just take it for granted that you have a phone and you know how it works. There are certain people that you can follow on Instagram who teach you how to use a mobile phone. There's a guy called Kagan Tech or something. At least I remember that one. Yeah? Kagan Tech. See, I'm giving you free PR. I think that's his name. There are a number of them, who do things that teach you. So, and it across phones, not just Samsung and iPhone. So first of all, learn that. Then secondly, know how to curate your content on social media if you're about social media. What are you about? And who are you looking to connect with? You see, social media is not for you to go and scroll. It's for you to share your thoughts, connect, and collaborate. Content, connections, collaborations. That's what social media is for. Content, let me hear you say it. Content. Connections. Collaborations.
Collaboration.
Content is what you put out, what you create. So who are you and what are you trying to share? But you create your content based on who you want to collaborate with by connection. You must always have the end goal in mind in everything you do in life, even in your school. Why are you in sciences? Why are you in art? Some of you are in sciences because you want to be doctors, right? That's why you're in sciences. You don't wait until when you are in the hospital, then you say, oh wait, hang on, I want to be a doctor. Then you now go back and learn. No. You know what you want to be. So for everything you do in life, always have the end in mind. Then walk back and say, this is where I'm going. This is what I need to do. That's for social media. Also, there are key apps that makes your life easier on the mobile phone. To be able to make documents, to be able to sign documents. You're not too young to own a business, my friends. You're not too young to own a food business, to own a fashion business, to own a hair product business, to own
a technology
business, to create an app, to solve a problem, to own a water business. You're not too young. When you know the business you want to create, then you need to have the kind of apps that teach you and that also helps you be effective there. For example, I have an editing app on my phone because sometimes I create content and I will not wait for my team all the time. So WhatsApp is also not just for gisting. WhatsApp is a shop. You can sell your product. You can advertise your product. You can use it to share documents. There are so many things you can do with this thing. Stop wasting the time watching TikTok videos, Instagram. And I'm not judging you, my friends. Before now, you did not see the light. Today, you have seen the light. The internet is taking money from you. Money that you don't have. Turn it around. Stop being a marketing statistics for Mark Zuckerberg. When Mark Zuckerberg says, I have 50 million users, and he uses it to go and get big money from someone, you are the marketing statistics. And you will be, because he's created a platform and he must reap what he has sown. But you too, you are sowing into his life by being one of his statistics. You to reap now.
Yes.
By creating something from that platform so you can earn.
Fabulous. So let's talk a little bit about the ethical considerations and challenges that young leaders should be mindful of, because you've said a lot of good things about the internet, but we also know that there are people who use the internet as a negative tool, the same way that you've encouraged us today to use it as a positive tool. No, don't worry, it's fine. So talk to us a little bit about ethical considerations, and I want to make room for a few questions because we brought you all the way here. I think they should ask questions.
Ethics. Ethical considerations boil down to your values. It's beyond social media. It's what you're made of. If you do not have the right values, you will look for the wrong things on social media. It's simple as that. So this is not just about social media ethics. It is about your personal integrity. And in a world where sometimes you all feel like there's no reward for integrity, I tell you it is not true. There's huge reward for integrity. First of all, you will sleep well at night. First of all. Secondly, it shows up in places where you do not know people are watching you. What you say, the decisions you agree to, the advice and the suggestions you give, the jokes that you make, people are watching, people are listening, and they are making their judgments and assumptions of you, and based on that is how they show you the part of them that you see. Many of you already later, or no, maybe a week later, she brought me back. So not born where they give birth to you and then they are looking for passport. No. She went there because she wanted to give. She gave birth to me in a hospital called Great Portland Hospital, which is one of the most it's the most expensive hospital in the UK. Gave birth to me there, came back maybe a week or two later and continued her life. That's how well-to-do we were. Cars, drivers. We had 4 maids tending to 4 children. And then between 5 and 8, things started going down. And by the time I was 8, everything disappeared. The cars disappeared, the drivers, the maids. We couldn't go to school anymore. Life changed drastically. It was tough. My mother, who did not care about the passport at the time, now started trying to find me a passport. Looking for how we put my documents together to go and claim passport. We never got it. But I remember at the time she would say, "Tele bati along, abolong with me." It means that if this one at least can go, I'll have less children to worry about. That's how bad things were. I remember my sisters used to be worried for me that, how will Bola go from Kellogg's to cornflakes? So if you're eating cornflakes and you think you're big, I was eating Kellogg's. And my sisters were like, how will I become poor to be eating cornflakes? What they did not know was that Gary was in my future. That's what they did not know. It was tough. We moved from our house to a big family house. Face me, I face you. It was a family house, so it wasn't a face me, I face you with strangers, but it was still face me, I face you. And around 14 or 15, I'm not sure what age I was, or maybe 18, I don't even remember the age. My name is Tokumbo because I was born abroad. So I met someone who also shared the same name, Tokumbo. And he said to me, you know, there's something you can do that can help you become successful. I said, hey, what is it? Because he was doing well. He said, there's something I carry for my dad abroad. If you join us, we will get you your passport, you become a citizen, and we'll also give you a lot of money. I've seen his lifestyle. He was a lifestyle I wanted to live. And I thought about it deeply. He checked on me a few weeks after. I was still thinking about it. The hardship was real. Through and build myself and my life. The point I'm making is I was probably between 14, 16. I don't remember the age now. I'll think through and even get that age. But the point I'm making to all of you is you know what is wrong and what is right. You know it. Let's not deceive ourselves. You choose by yourself to go to those places, to do those things, to be a part of that email, whatever it is. You know the ethics. You hear your parents' voice. You know what they tell you that is right or wrong. So I'm not going to tell you anything, any 5 steps to this. Or no. I'm going to leave you to your personal integrity and your personal self. When I was in high school, I sat with friends who used to smoke weed. I never did one day. In actual fact, I limited engagement with them because the more I'm exposed to it, the more I become it. So I limited my exposure. So you have a choice to ethically use social media, to ethically use internet, or to decide otherwise.
Thank you so much. I thought that was such a profound, give him a round of applause, clap freely. I thought that was so profound where you said, it's about your values. It has nothing to do with the internet. So it's a tool that you could either use negatively or positively. I have one final question, but I want to give the audience an opportunity to ask. The girls are the reason we're here. I think we can take 2 questions. First hands raised. 2 questions. Are you from the same school? Because I'll be a little, okay, you're not. You're just sitting by each other and have green. Perfect.
Okay, you said that we could use the internet for our benefits, like doing businesses, doing content creation. But that takes a lot of time. So how do we balance that with our schoolwork?
That's great. Not everybody will be able to do it. That's the first thing. We're all not able to do the same things. We're different. So some people have the capacity. Some need to pace themselves. If you can't juggle it, if you can't juggle it with school, leave it. Focus on your education. Use the internet to get better in your studies. When you finish your school and you have a gap year or during your summer breaks, then use the internet for business. When I was in school, I wanted to be an actor. So don't be like me. But me, I don't be like me. Oh. But me after school, sometimes I will skip my lesson and I will go to cultural dance because that was my passion. Some days I will go to lesson. Then when I finish lesson at 4, then I will go to the rehearsal and I'll be there until 7. Then I get home at 7. Then I have to wash my uniform, do whatever chores I have to do. If I don't have a uniform, something you have to. So if I've been bad and I didn't wash the 2, I have to wash it, make sure it dries, then wake up at 4 to iron. And if there's no light, God help you, then you have to now go and put iron on stove. Yes. You put an old iron that you cut off the wire, you put it on stove to heat up, then you iron, you put it back on the stove.
She's like, I can't imagine what you're talking about. Let's take the other question.
Okay, a scenario whereby you are determined to achieve something and you're actually lacking some things actually. So you have that mindset of achieving something and you don't have the resources. And you have someone or somebody who has it, but you are demanding and it's not being given to you. What do you do?
Do they owe you?
No.
So what's their business with you?
Like, yes, like your guardian or your parents.
Yeah, but they've given you education.
Yes.
So what do you want from them? What more that you're looking for? I want to know.
Okay. Not like phone. Like, okay, fine. As a teenager, everybody has a dream at a very tender age, right? So definitely some people have this mindset of I want to start building up this thing. So at this age, this is what I'm going to achieve. So as a parent, you're supposed to support. And
I know, but I want to. What is the thing you're trying to achieve?
Oh no, okay, your achievement.
Because the point is, how much do you need? What is the thing you need?
Let's say you have, let me say, access to the internet. Yes, like you said, access to the internet, right?
All right. So that kind of thing, I get it. If it's something that you can sit down, if it's something that's reasonable, yeah, and they're not giving you, my advice to you: 2 things. 1, you can wait. That's the truth. If you wait, doesn't mean you're late. If you wait, doesn't mean you're late. So 1, you can wait, or 2, you can find it elsewhere. You can, as long as you're using it ethically for something good. Listen, when I skipped some lessons to go and act, it was because I truly believe in my dream as an actor. And I wanted to build it. Let me tell you what else I did. On the weekend, I will sisters at home, I will wash their clothes so that they can give me money. Then I will take that money and enter bus to go and audition.
You need to learn to create and capture value. So what you did was, what you had was yourself. Yes. and you said, I'll help my sisters wash clothes. What can you do?
I was running errands. That was what I had to give at the time. At a point in my life, I was a jester. I made people laugh so that they can favor me with things. That was what I had in my life. At every point in your life, you have something to give. And something that will not cost you your soul or your integrity. Something, just a skill that God has given to you. I have always believed that in life you must give, you must sow, that you may reap. Some people will call it transactional. I call it following the law of nature. In life, in anything you do, even for your education, you must give your time and your brain to be able to get the results you want to get. If you do not give, you will not get.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Let's give him a round of applause. So my final question, Debola. In your opinion, how can these young girls who have come here today, our head girls, leverage technology to change the world around them and beyond? And if you can sort of combine that with any final thoughts you have for the girls.
Find a problem, use technology to solve it. You live in a country and a continent that is grappling with development. You live in a country, a continent that has so much opportunities and resources, yet it's underplaying itself. Yet it's at the bottom of countries to live in the world, economic prosperity, well-being of citizens. There are too many problems in Nigeria. Do not let it overwhelm you. Pick one. Pick a part of it and start solving. Use the internet, build apps, connect with people, collaborate, create content that solves problems. When you wake up in the morning, think about what problems you can solve. And I'll tell you the beauty. It will bring back money for you. 20 years ago, when I wanted to solve problems with how young people were perceived and how opportunities were given to young people, 18 years ago, when we began the Future Awards, just trying to create a platform for young people, training young people, empowering young people, I did not realize that it would put me in the palaces of kings and bedrooms of presidents, advising leaders around the world, and sitting in places and earning money from companies that we have built over the last 20 years. I did not see it. All I wanted to do was solve a problem for young people. That's all I wanted to do. And 20 years later, one of the biggest moments of this transfer was in 2006 or so, when a company came to us and said, we don't want to sponsor this event you're doing, but there's something you know about young people, about marketing. Can you bring that thing and help us use it for our brand? And they paid us money for our skill, our problem-solving skill. They said, we have a brand for young people, but it's not connecting. Can you bring your skill of galvanizing and connecting? And they paid us money for that. Find a problem. Start solving it. Finally, Nigeria is the only country where you're first. Anywhere you go, Canada, UK, all those places they are calling you. Remember, you will always be a second-class citizen there. They will always treat you with racist innuendos. You are black, you are African, you are a woman. In this world, there are many walls that they have raised against you. And that's why I joined in sort of helping to level down the walls. In Nigeria, you face some of the same challenges as a woman, but at least here you are first as a person. Why not make this place better? Why not join hands to make this place better? You see all the countries you want to go to, there was a time they didn't have malls. All those malls you want to go and take pictures. There was a time they didn't have them. There was a time in America where the wife of Mercedes was on a carriage powered by coal. And at the time, they were used to carriages driven by horses. Americans saw her and said, she's a witch. For her to be driving this thing with no horse, she's a witch. When somebody says something is witchcraft, you say, oh, you are local. Americans were once that local. Is it, are you connecting? Americans saw something and said, we don't understand this thing, she's a witch. Americans that you see now, you think that they are the bedrock of science and the cornerstone. They said the same thing that you hear somebody in Ogbomoso say. They are not different from you. What they've done is that their citizens put their hands on the plow and built their nation. Nigeria is waiting for you, and for you. Africa depends on all of you. All of you. For it to succeed. And if you do not know that now, if you do not do it, you continue to live in a country where you'll be complaining about. And so when it's time to vote, vote. When it's time to engage, in your community, engage. Clean your community, galvanize people. Don't be ashamed to teach in church, to teach people the right thing to do, what to learn in government, in civic duties. You are leaders, head girls. There is already a mantle of leadership that God has put upon you, and he will not come down to tell you. He will create circumstances like your school, making you leaders to show you. You've got to live up to the expectation. Your leadership in school is not just for your classroom. It's for your home. It's for your community. Kindness, empathy must be your watchword. Humility, forgiveness, openness to collaborate with other people. You're not better than anybody. You're not bigger than anybody. And keep the right friends. Sit in the right circles. Iron sharpeneth iron. Do not spend all your days with blunt people. Help blunt people to sharpen up, but you also need to find time to sharpen up your own self. The world is waiting for you. Nigeria is waiting for you. Africa needs all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Debola. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Debola. Let me just end by saying one of the reasons why we wanted to start with this panel is what the world is really missing. And you would have seen a quote outside. At Willan, we really believe that women's leadership can change everything, everywhere. What we're currently seeing in the world today is an airplane that is flying with one wing. And so a lot of things are, can you imagine it? If you're visual, it's almost like it's going sideways, isn't it? Because it's not utilizing the other wing in a way where it can be stable. And what will happen? It will soar. So one of the things that we really wanted to demonstrate in equipping young women and building this pipeline of young women leaders is that it's not something that only us as women do, but it's something that there are also willing male allies who are willing to do this too. So Debola, thank you so much for signifying that and for being here today. All right. Are we taking a break? Are we taking a break? Okay, great. So, and then I just wanted to say, are you going to announce the book and all?
Another round of applause. Thank you.
One person from each school.
Okay, so one head girl, one assistant, one head girl, one assistant. Yeah, with the uniform.
You guys are together.
That's why.
Okay, so you go.
Yes. Everybody?
So one person from here can go. One person.
One from each school here. Everybody. Yeah, we say one head girl, one assistant from different schools.
No, just random. Where is the second? Okay, so one person. Don't be shy. One person.
If you want to be in the picture, come up quickly. Fantastic. Okay. Are we good? and you grab your book. Does everybody understand? So just wait for one of the beautiful ladies to speak to you and follow their instructions. Thank you very much. We don't have much time, so let's be as quick as we can. Our wonderful teachers, guardians, you're not left out, please. You can also participate in the tea break. So if you're ready, or whenever you're ready. Okay, you'll let them know. Okay, great. So that everything can be done orderly. We have 10 minutes to do this. Great. I like your smile. So pretty, so pretty. Are you not Olani that is talented? That's why now. Do we have music?
And I want you to panic. This Swedish teenager is being credited with igniting a climate revolution. First off, let's take a look at her credentials. Greta Thunberg first heard about climate change when she was just 8 years old. Soon, she convinced her family to go vegan and to give up flying. She says that gave her hope that she could make a difference.
My name is Greta Thunberg,
for future protests
and I want you to panic.
2018. This Swedish teenager is being credited with igniting a climate revolution. She's been inspired by
First
the
off,
March
let's
for
take
Our
a look
Lives
at her
protests
credentials.
where American
Greta
students
Thunberg
led
first
a
heard about
historic
climate
march
change
for
when she
gun
was just
control.
8 years old.
Many of you appear concerned
Soon, she
that we are
convinced her
wasting
family to go
valuable lesson
vegan
time.
and to give up
But I assure
flying.
you, we will
She
go
says
back to
that
school
gave her
the
hope
moment
that
you
she
start
could make a
listening to the
difference.
science.
Friday for Future,
Greta's Friday for Future
protests began in August 2018 when she sat outside the Swedish Young activists. Greta's generation are known for being more socially aware, so they're already primed to get on board, and it has become much easier to be a young climate activist.
Sea levels are rising, and so are we.
The second reason is their message, and it's a scary one.
You told us that the future was something to look forward to. Most children are not even aware of the fate that awaits us.
Young activists have tapped into people's fear for their own lives, much more attention-grabbing than how bad climate change will be for the planet. And the third reason is their age.
Mother Nature is crying.
It's harder to ignore school children than older, more typical protesters. The image of hundreds of thousands of kids coming together is a positive one, and it makes it much easier for everyday people to get behind them. And their queen, she says she's not a leader, icon, or face of a movement.
I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the scientists.
But that's what makes Greta Thunberg the perfect figurehead. By leading a movement that is now cool among young people, she's become a person people can aspire to be. She's become the climate poster girl.
Hi, Erin.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you some actions to do. And just do the first thing that comes to mind. Show me what it looks like to run like a girl.
My hair. Oh, God.
Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl.
Aww. My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Throw like a girl. Fight like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
So do you think you just insulted your sister?
No. I mean, yeah, insulted girls, but not my sister.
Is like a girl a good thing?
Actually, I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. It sounds like a bad thing. It sounds like you're trying to humiliate someone.
So when they're in that vulnerable time between 10 and 12, how do you think it affects them when somebody uses like a girl as an insult?
I think it definitely drops their self-confidence and really puts them down, because during that time they're already trying to figure themselves out, And when somebody says you hit like a girl, it's like, well, what does that mean? Because they think they're a strong person.
Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl.
Aww.
I'm 16 years old now, and as I got older when I was 9, I took an interest in filmmaking. And so from that, my first documentary was on the Ghana Revolution, and then now I've created a total of 6 films. The recent one came out August of last year. It's shown in the US, in Rwanda, Morocco, and other countries such as those. Most of the challenges that I faced had to do with the production itself. Like when I started when I was 9, I didn't know anything about filmmaking, so I had to learn it all from scratch. Of course, I faced
Without further ado, I'll be bringing up the moderator who will take over from me very shortly. Her name is Audrey Odogu, and she's a social development and sustainability professional. She works with Microsoft. Did you hear Microsoft, somebody? As the philanthropy lead covering Nigeria and Ghana. She drives digital skilling across Nigeria to build a tech-enabled workforce and talent pool in Nigeria for the 21st century workplace and businesses through Microsoft philanthropy investment across Africa and Nigeria. So if you didn't hear anything, you heard philanthropy, investment, digital skilling, Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. Big, big auntie. So please give a round of applause. But if you can't clap, I'll clap for Audrey Odogu. Thank you so much for coming, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. She's going to be moderating the panel, like I said. Up next is another big auntie, Adetomi Soyinka, with over 20 years of experience in the education sector. She's the Regional Director of Higher Education Programs at the British Council, where she oversees the strategic design and development of an African-wide program that enhances the quality, access, and impact of higher education across the continent. Please make welcome Mrs. Adetomi Soyinka. Thank you very much. Thank you. Up next is one of our good friends, Kehinde Ayeni. She's the Executive Director of Leap Africa, a catalyst for youth leadership development in Africa. Her work centers on leadership, youth empowerment, social development, digital transformation, and sustainable business practices. She's an influential leader overseeing and implementing programs and strategies to advance these goals, foster positive change, and empower young African leaders like our girls in the house today. A round of applause for Kehinde Ayeni, please. Welcome, ma'am.
We want to be challenged here, and I will just kick off right away. So I will just start off from close me here, Adetomi, and I'll go straight into the question. And it says, how can digital generation harness technology to cultivate self-confidence in the head girl's educational pursuit?
Thank you very much, Audrey. Good morning. I think it is still, everyone. And if you hear my voice shaking, it's not because I'm scared. It's because we're really cold up here, which is a great thing when you have makeup on so it doesn't melt and all of that. But yeah, if you are speaking, it does sound, your voice gets kind of shaky. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Thanks to Bosse and team. In terms of how technology can be leveraged, I wish, for example, I keep telling my children, I have 2 girls, that I wish I lived in this generation, because I think that technology provides such an awesome platform for them to build visibility. I mean, when Debola was on stage, he talked about connecting, collaborating. It gives you that opportunity to reach out. So it's no longer about, just existing in your own country. You can reach out to as many people across the world as possible. So that networking opportunity, presents itself. You're networking with people who are not part of your immediate circle. You're learning more about, a variety of cultures and different ways of life. You're building your knowledge and your confidence around that. And we don't even want to talk about the access to information. so much information exists. You are able to learn across a variety of subject areas, build your ability to research. When we were in school and we were talking about research, it was a library and a book. I don't know whether anybody else on this stage had that experience. But research in my time at this age was get a book, read through it, and then, generate or
how you're looking for a particular information.
Just thinking about my university project, right? So maybe not so young, but university project and having to write about, I can't remember what my university project was. Because it was over 2 decades ago. So, but just thinking about an obscure topic that you have absolutely no idea about, and you have a library that's not necessarily, the books are not necessarily arranged in the proper order.
A physical, not online, physical library with racks and books. And if you had to research, you literally had to go and find the letter. So they grouped the books, according to like letters and whatever. So that at least helped us, find the book easily. Hopefully nobody scattered it, but whatever. So we would have to look for the book, and then you have to literally, like she said, read through and collate, as in on paper. But anyway, I digress. So what that means is that you ladies are super blessed, and you should be very, very happy that you live in such a time as this. I mean, obviously, it also has its downsides, but I think that there's a lot of, benefits and opportunities. So for you ladies to stay, what's the question again? For the key strategies.
Key strategies in staying up to date with modern trends and technology.
So I think that just like Debola said when he was speaking, you have to use the internet in a way that benefits you. Yes, you can play. I mean, let's be honest. Who doesn't like to play? I mean, I play. I go on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm like, what are you doing? Focus. But you have to figure out a way to make it benefit you. And what does that mean? Follow the right pages, right? So for you to rapidly learn, the easiest way, I mean, there's so many things that I've learned from just following the right people, I get information, I learn things that ordinarily might have taken me longer to learn. So I would say the first thing is for you ladies to follow the right pages. Now, outside of social media in itself, there's a lot of, online communities. I mean, there's just so much, I don't even, maybe it's part jealousy, Sha, because you guys have so much. I mean, there's online communities that you can leverage. There's blogs. I've seen some of these blogs where they tell you how to do things, and it's like, wow. There's YouTube. YouTube is such an amazing resource for learning about many, many things. So the point here is, I don't think that you guys don't already know what is out there. I think that the point is, don't just follow things for things that don't make any sense or for fun. You know what I mean? Follow things that would actually add some sort of benefit to you. So let's say, as an example, you like to do makeup for yourself. Why not learn how to do makeup so well that you can actually do it for others and make money on the side? Now, I use makeup because we're all leaders here, we're all head girls, and sometimes, people make it seem like, oh, because you're a leading lady, you shouldn't like makeup. How many of you like makeup? Be honest, put your hand up. You like makeup? Okay, great, exactly. Why can't you, as you are leading and being the boss in school, make money on the side doing makeup? What about doing hair? So there's so many things that you can use social media for, and I really want to just beg you guys not to use it for the random things. You can do 20% random and 80% educational that would actually make you money. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So I think I was one of the semi-fortunate, young generation. Let me put it that way. I can still claim young, please. It's not because I'm wearing my long trench coats. So I will just give you, a good experience. I didn't grow up in Lagos State. I grew up in Delta State. And for all the things I aspired to be in the creative sector, I knew Lagos was home to it. At the time, Facebook just came out, and I was, of course, one of the fortunate children to have access to it at home. And that was my access to the world, because to see another human being was a big deal. You have to plan. You have to be strategic. My parents were that protective. So what did I do? I went on Facebook, and I started joining. Then we used to have Yahoo groups, Facebook groups, not WhatsApp group you are saying. Then you'll be there, you had just one email.
Blogs, though blogs don't seem to be as popular now as they were like maybe about 15 years ago. But I wanted to encourage girls to start blogging, because I had started blogging and it was such a wonderful platform for me to express myself. I used to write a lot of stories when I was younger, so my childhood ambition was actually to become a writer. So it's still my ambition, so I'm still going to become a writer, but that was my ambition. So the blog provided me the opportunity to write and share my writings with the world. And I just thought, this is fantastic. More young women need to know about this technology so that they can share the things that they have inside of them. So I posted on a group. So I belong to one of those Yahoo mailing groups as well. IT professionals. I remember IT professionals of Nigeria, and it was mostly older men. And so I posted on it that, oh, I'm starting this blogging project for teenage girls. I'd like your support, blah, blah, blah. And you should have seen the feedback I got. Blogging for girls? No, 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 no. That is wrong. No, I will not let any of my daughters go on the internet. The internet is filled with bad people, dangerous people. You know, so that was the kind of experiences, feedback that we were getting, and this was like about 15, 16 years ago. Thankfully now things have changed a whole lot, and I think that's because technology is everywhere. Back then you really had to plan in order to use technology, maybe to go to the cyber cafes to get access to the computer, but now a lot of us have readier access to laptops, and of course we have our phones, and with your phone you can do almost anything, virtually everything really. So I think it's a lot easier now. So I would say, you know, think about the things you're interested in. Don't necessarily think of, oh, maybe tech for tech's sake. There's a lot of research that shows that young women are interested in tech, not because of the tech, but what they can do with the technology. So think about the things that you are interested in. Are you interested maybe in writing, like me? Are you interested in the arts, in being a performer, in being someone who helps people with advice, in being maybe a medical doctor in the future? And then start to think about how tech can help you. So how tech can help you now, prepare for what you want to do in the future, and maybe how tech can help you then. It's difficult to really think about how tech can help you then, because tech is evolving so quickly. But at least from where you are as a student, as a head girl, start to think about, what are the things that I need to know? What are the things I need to learn? Do I need more information on how?
Write it down. Please do. If you have to memorize it, that's great as well. So I'm going to go to Kehinde now. And I would say, in what ways has unity through technology proven to be a catalyst for positive change in building stronger and more resilient communities?
Thank you. And hello, everyone. You all look nice and lovely. It's nice to see that in spite of the food in your hand, some of you have, you know, put things down, jotting things down, taking things away. So it's nice to have a very active audience. In that question that Audrey has posed to me, there are very powerful statements: resilience, catalyst, change, communities, and all of that. It's a lot of things that she's asking me to really share with you. But the power of a platform like this one is there are lived experiences. Nigeria is a success story of how unity has been birthed through digital platforms. There are many experiences that we can share, positive ones, of course. I know you are familiar with the more recent ones where people are agitating for a certain artist that had died, asking for justice and fairness, and all of that. Even people who are not living in Lagos have also taken on that personally. And that's to show you that there is power through social media, there is power through technology. Again, when we think about technology, it's not social media alone. There are many things that comes with that. So you have ebooks, e-resources, LMS, learning management system, you have virtual reality, you have simulations and other things that make up the component of technology platforms. And so when I think about what has happened in Nigeria, as I continue with this use case, is that in Nigeria, people are using social media technology for advocacy. People are using it to advocate for what is right, for what they want, for good governance, for fairness, for education, for employment, for whatever it is that we want in life. And I see most of you are agreeing with me. So there is unity in that. Before it was impossible. There are now coalitions where people are crowdfunding and crowdsourcing solutions and even money or fund behind an idea or a matter that is very pertinent to them. More than ever, we've seen a lot of town halls on digital platforms, on technological platforms. Before, town halls, do you know what it means to put together a town hall? First of all, you need a space, you need capacity, you need to feed people, you need to think about logistics. With social media and with the internet, all of that is but a Twitter space or, you know, some space that is hosted on another platform or whatever it is. Another thing I would say is the use of learning platforms like Zoom. So virtual communities are existing also to talk about catalyzing for change, agitating for positive transformation and closing divides, reducing inequalities, transformation, sustainability in our communities, wherever that is. Also, you need to, even while you're trying to identify what you want to do, also identify the community that you belong to. Because what the essence of the question is asking is, what community are you trying to catalyze change for? And so you must first answer, what community do you belong to? Nigeria that serves us, in Nigeria that is purposeful, prosperous, enriching, that we are proud of. And so I have seen firsthand how that fund, where every year we are giving out as much as $1 million to Nigerians, you know, as young as yourselves and even older to up to 35, and organizations working towards a particular cause within all of this. This is not about me, it's not about my organization, it's not about the funders who have made it possible, but about catalyzing positive change for positive transformation and, of course, sustainability at large. And so there's a lot in that question, Audrey, that you've asked me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Yes, definitely. It's a lot. I see the curiosity on their faces. So maybe you want to share a bit more. And, as you're speaking, it just came to mind that, this is the age where you begin to find your value. What are the things that tick you? What are the things that really interest you? How do you stay the course even if you are unpopular? Even if your interest is not the same as others. Because usually those are the things that spur us to be those great advocates, to start up communities, to bring people and convert people to that value in that sense. These are the times where you start being tested, and over time you realize that, oh, this is actually my value, but I've been running away from it, because you then get tested on it as you grow older. So I want you to speak a bit of that, it's because, and maybe through that they can connect more into all you just said.
Thank you. First of all, I was unpopular in secondary school, and I went to Queen's School Ibadan, by the way. So I'm sort of on the same side as you ladies. I was very, very unpopular, and I didn't mind it at all. If you ask about me, they'll tell you, who is she? Yeah. And I was unpopular because I had a set of values. And this is where I bring in the place of parents and our guardians into this conversation. Of course, a lot of the work that I do allows us to work with agents of youth, meaning those people who are responsible for you as young persons, people who care for you, who take decisions about your life. We work with them. And so it starts from the home, essentially. Whilst we may think we know it all as young ladies, as budding teenagers, we think we know it all. Believe me, I know. But the truth is you do not know. That is the honest truth. And I would like you to embrace that truth wholeheartedly and warmly too. Because it really helps you to figure out that what your home front is teaching you is setting you up for those values. Sometimes you don't even know that you have a value statement or values or sets of values that you already have. Bringing it home to my own personal life, I think as early as 9 years old, I knew what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be a doctor. Of course, I'm not a doctor today. But of course, that still, it thrills me all the time, knowing that I did eventually become a medical doctor. But my father was very keen about certain things. And I used my father's example, not my mother's, because sometimes we drown out the role of male figures in our lives as we think about our value system or how it affects us or shapes our life. My father was a very important figure in my life. He was my biggest cheerleader. He complimented me every time. I didn't need boys to tell me I looked nice. My dad did that enough for me. And so when you think about value statement, my value statement when I was really younger.
It's a lot of information, and I don't want us to wait till the end so that you get some great responses to your questions. And some of you have been scribbling and writing, and so open a small window for some questions. First 5 hands. First 5 hands. Who has questions? No questions? Do you want us to go? Oh, one hand there. But she's not a student, but perhaps she will spur others to come up.
Okay, representing Lagos State Senior Model College, Jojo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my question is, you talked about the community.
Please, can we help her with the mic?
myself. And yet I want to be a catalyst in the community. So how will I put everything on my head and set things straight?
Who wants to go? Okay. I think.
Hello. Okay, this is good. It came on. So, this is the thing. Values are enduring. They don't shift, they don't change when you are planted in Lagos or Gomosho or Oshogo or Ijesha or America or London or Paris or Bangladesh. No. Your value system must endure, which is why you have to articulate it. And you also have to work with who you are. They're not things that are nice to have or nice to say or nice to demonstrate, but there are things that allows you to thrive. So it doesn't matter when you are the least popular again or you have peer pressure, because I think what I'm hearing you say is peer pressure, influence of the community around you that stems from fraud, poverty, whatever, socioeconomic class, and all of that. So you need to be strong personally, and you know, the previous sets of activities already led into this conversation where we talked about self-awareness. You need to know who you are. You need to be confident first in yourself. That way you are unshakable. Remember I said that I was not popular in school. I wasn't popular because I had my own identity. I knew who I was. I was Kehinde Ayeni, and that was that. It doesn't matter if I wasn't pretty, if I didn't have hair, if I had low cut. It didn't matter. Those things didn't define me, and those things should not define you. Your environment, which is what you're saying to me today, shouldn't define you, your character, in a way that would change that negatively, but sustain you and endure. But I would let my colleagues also say.
Yeah.
So this is part of what we've been talking about when we talk about leveraging technology for positive use. So you are clear on who you are and what values you hold as an individual. Technology gives you, but by linking with networks like this, right, where you have mentors and individuals who actually have these sort of issues that they're catering to or they're supporting. For example, so if it's, I don't know what kind of issue that we would think about in your community, right? But if you find a network, an established network or an organization, right, that exists, that is already supporting or at least trying to develop solutions to the particular issue that you have within your community, then again, leverage technology and link up with that organization. So start within your community, identify a few friends who have similar values to yourself. You know, create that community for yourself. Start advocating. Look for people like Bosse who are developing solutions. Link up with them. And then you start to advocate and push for change and create some sort of visibility around the issue within your community. So it's not about, oh, it's only me, I'm the only one. Look for people that look like you, who think like you, and then use that to leverage, to create or some sort of positive change within your area.
I'd like to add
Thank
something.
you, yes.
All right, thank you. So I think that also, in addition to the points that have been made, I think you can start with having a vision statement for your life. I think that's very key. When we're young, we may have an idea what our values are, but I mean, if you had asked me what my values were when I was 16, I don't think I could have articulated it. Now, looking back, I can. So you can take some time to write a vision statement for your life. And if you don't know what a vision statement is, you can always look it up. But it's basically how you see the world and your place in it. What is it that I want to achieve in this world? How do I want the world to be better because of me? But you can look it up, and so you can get a good definition of what a vision statement is. And I think, and that vision statement can change over the course of your life. But what it will do is it can be like your guiding principle. Is what's basically that, you know, your values will stem from. So I think, you know, at least take some time and write out, really try to articulate, and there's power.
And I think that honestly, ladies, you guys are all high achievers already because you're all head girls. So it makes it a bit easier to focus the conversation. You're probably very high achievers. You probably give yourself a lot of goals, things you want to achieve and all of that. Life is long. Listen, when I was your age, I did not have values that I had articulated or written anywhere. Also, remember that we all have very different personalities, right? And we all manifest leadership in different ways based off of our personalities. What is important is that you live in an age where you can connect with people, not just within your community, but using technology all over the world. So like everybody here has said, please find people that are like-minded. You might not be able to influence that community now. Don't pressure yourself that, oh my God, it's only me on my head. Listen, life is long. You can influence it better maybe when you're a little bit older. You might even find that when you begin to leverage online communities and leverage like a Willan. I'm sure the leaders are listening to this and maybe they can help you with mentorship. You might even find that you can connect with people from now who might be able to build you up. See, even me, I'll tell you, I'm 40, how old am I? I'm 41 years old. I'm still leveraging communities to build up myself. There are many things about life that I don't know. So you're already doing well. Sometimes people don't understand. We are all wired to imitate. So what ends up happening is that you now begin to imitate people instead of standing out. However, the further you want to climb, the more carefully you need to construct your tribe. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that from this age, you already know the things that are heavy on you, and it's a great advantage. Start constructing your tribe by speaking to Willan and saying, listen, these are the things that I love. Can you please help me find a mentor, somebody that's older, maybe within my community? Can you start connecting with people online like we've all said? And then can you also think about people maybe within your society, your school, who already think like you that you can connect with and you guys can begin to build something together? Thank you.
Thank you. Still wanted to say something? Okay. All right. Thank you so much for breaking it down. So my word is you're already a star. You're already doing great, like everybody says. And while you are, and you are portraying the struggle you just did, we all could see it. Your community can also see it. What it means is that when the time comes, it's you they will call. So what you should be doing at this time is just developing yourself, armoring yourself, preparing yourself for the time that they will call on you. You may not be as old as when they will call on you. You can be on little matters, but it's very clear that you're already defining who you are. That's what it is. For some of us that are here, it will take us a lot more longer. And like they said, you know, even at school as well, I wasn't so popular. And today, with what I'm doing, I said I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to broadcast. Oprah was my idol and still is, you know. And when some people say, oh, you're already doing what, I think this is what you always wanted to do. I'm like, I never told anybody that this, what I'm doing now is what I wanted to do. But what it meant is that people saw, people were seeing something. So people are seeing you. They may not tell you, and sometimes we're terrible like that as human beings. You know, we see something beautiful and shiny. We don't want to say, oh, it's beautiful and shiny. Sometimes that's the burden some of us have to carry. But you have to equip yourself to be stronger. That's all you have to do with technology, with network, with everything everyone has said here. You are going to be stronger than you are now. You are. So do we have another question? Oh, awesome, too.
Good morning. Okay, so one of you spoke about how you can't work with people that don't have the same objective as you because you get frustrated. But I feel like as a leader and especially a woman, they're going to be working with a lot of people that will not see eye to eye with you. And then with the state you are in, especially as a woman, you might not be able to react in the way you want to or be able to control the situation. So how do you handle a situation like that?
Okay, that's going to take a bit of thinking. So just thinking about the normal workplace where we all are. So yes, part of the skills that we're trying to get you to develop at a very young age, those soft skills, 21st century skills, so working in teams. And you will work with, and I tell my children this every day, you will work with people you don't like in your life. Yeah? That will happen. You will work with people you want to kill. Please don't kill anybody. Right? But what makes you a professional is finding common ground and finding ways and opportunities to transcend those sort of disagreements that you might have. And it's not, so I'm not sure it's a conversation about women per se. It's a conversation about people being able to work together. So don't ever let us make it a conversation about women and how we react and how we manage. It's a people conversation. So unless the people on the stage disagree with me, I think it's more around how you manage people, how you work with people. And you will develop those skills. You will develop the ability to listen, to understand, let me put it this way. As you grow, there might be things when you deal with people, you will have obviously your own personal opinion, your values and all of that, but you will also develop the ability to listen, to understand and discern, and to learn when to be flexible and adaptable. I've told my kids, there will be situations where you will have disagreements with people, right? People will have different values from yourself, will have different opinions from yourself. It's being able to say, I hear you, I understand, I disagree, and still move away from that, and still find a way to make it work and move forward from there. But you will develop the ability to be flexible and adaptable and manage those situations. So it's not necessarily a conversation about women. It's more a conversation about how people manage relationships and managing relationships within teams, I think.
So when you identified your cause, how as a woman can you start to make impact in your community?
Okay, so I think we all have a story to share in that regard. But I think once you identify maybe your vision or your values or what it is that you want to do, I think, baby steps. I believe in just starting. I love the Nike slogan, just do it, because I think that sometimes, we want to be prepared for something and we prepare. We research, we talk to people, and then the moment kind of passes. I think we all have different approaches, but I'm a big believer in just starting. When I started WTech, I didn't have the grand vision of an organization. But find maybe people who are doing something similar, see how you can connect with them, how you can help them, and just keep moving forward and keep learning and developing yourself.
If I could just add to that, I know you have a few questions. Start with family and friends as well, just to buttress her points on starting small and little by little you will get there. Or even an example of Greta, where she alone sat down in front of the parliament, nobody, until she became a sensation. So, but that's a huge one. Same thing for Malala. You've already seen her case today. She just started by just speaking to one person, and then more people gathered wanting to hear her speak about girl-child education. And so when we say start small, it's really just you alone or you with your friends and family. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. A round of applause for our speakers. So we're running out of time. We have just 5 minutes left. While the speakers are preparing their last words, we'll take one question. I can't make that decision. Someone help me. The red. Okay, yes, the lady. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, her. She's been having her hands up. Yes.
Sorry, well, I don't really want to.
Sorry, hold on. I wanted to caution. I'm sorry. So I think it's something that is something is common among women. When we want to speak, we apologize. What are we apologizing for? Use sorry when it's meaningful and when you truly mean it. I correct myself all the time, even when I send an email, but please, I'll go back on, no, I'm not begging for this. That's what you use please for. Use sorry when you have done something wrong or you want
to all what you have been saying. So as girls, for now, we may not be popular. The whole world may not know us for now. But you may be that one person that millions of people will be waiting to see. Older people that are older than you, will be sitting down and then waiting for you to mentor every one of them. So as girls, you don't have to give up. You have to keep striving. Even if people keep discouraging you, you don't really have who to look upon. Just have that belief, have that hope that one day you'll be someone that the whole world will be waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's last words for the audience. So let's go to last words from our speakers.
Okay. Again, thanks to Willen and team for the opportunity to be here today and to speak with such a fantastic audience. I think you're already well on your way. The amount of confidence and self-awareness that I heard in the room, I mean, I was here when the workshop was going on, and the kind of statements that I heard from the girls. When I was your age, I couldn't stand boldly with my head held up high to make those kind of statements. And so I think you're already, well on your way to being successful leaders in the future. One of the things that Kende and I were discussing in the back of the room was, I have two daughters, a 16 and an 11-year-old. It is critical for you to know your value as an individual, right? I tell my daughters all the time, not everybody will like you. You are not for everybody, and that's okay. And that's all right. If you stand, so even when you lead, exactly, if you stand, you know your value, you are aware of who you are as an individual, that in itself will take you very far. So you're not for everybody, and that is okay. Okay? Thank you very much.
Well, I'll leave you with three things. The first one is that you need to evolve as the trends are moving. Times are changing, seasons are changing. You also need to evolve. And even in your leadership prowess, abilities or capabilities, you also need to evolve because you manage different people at different stages in your life. The second thing is to be agile. And agility is that you are flexible enough and adaptive. So circumstances change, context change, situation change. You need to be agile. You need to be, adaptive. There's no such thing as this is the way I am. Not such thing like that. I am so and so.
Please come and help me do this. Come and help me do this. Come and help me do this. No. You can't take on everyone's stuff because you are a person, in your own right. So also remember to take care of yourself as well. Self-care is very important. Take time to unwind, to rest, have fun with your friends, laugh, pray, write, journal. Those things help as well so that you can maintain a balance.
Okay, so I'm just going to speak very quickly relating to technology as my closing remarks. So while we grew up in a different time, many of us up here, there are many things that we could get away with that nobody remembers. But you guys live in a time where digital footprints are a real thing. Like, it's not even a joke. I'm sure many of you have heard stories about people whose digital footprints, messed up an opportunity for them, So please be very, very intentional about what you put out there. Not just about yourself, but about others. Be kind. Before you post, ask yourself why you are posting it. Don't just be posting aimlessly. Don't be posting all your thoughts. Nobody wants to hear all your thoughts. You don't want to hear all your thoughts, let's be honest, right? Right? Exactly. So please remember, digital footprints are very important. It is very difficult for the internet to forget. The people I know that have been able to delete things from the internet are people whose wealth are very, very high. It takes a lot of money to make the internet forget, and many of us here cannot afford to do that. That's one. Second is, listen, many of you have ideas, you have thoughts, you have things that are burning within you. You also have this same internet, which can be used for good or bad. Leverage it positively. Look for role models, whether it's in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria. DM people that you think are doing great things. Ask them how they are doing it. Ask them if you can, have a communication with them or whatever the case may be. The point I'm making is, please be very careful about your digital footprints and also use technology.
That's not loud enough. So on this note, we have come to the end of this session. I'm sure some of the speakers may still be around for a few minutes. You can walk up to them to ask questions for those who could not ask on the panel. And I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you very much.
Pictures, please. Hi, girls. I'm sure you had an amazing time. So we need to take pictures. So first, the speakers will take pictures, and then we'll take some with you as well. Yes.
You were next to me, but then I see you walking away. Something right this morning. Is it a sign he's leaving me? Why do we keep leaving?
I actually love this picture. Somebody say Willen. Come on. I love it. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Amazing. Yes. It's yours. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Hi, girls. Hello, girls. I'm expecting to hear a hi. Are we cold? I know somebody said they are cold over there. We're working on it. Hi, girls. Somebody say hi, Itunu. You know my name now. Why are we doing like this? I thought we were besties. Hi, girls. Itunu is what? I for what? Correct. I love that you love and you know. Okay, so we want to play a quick game because I know that some of you are cold and I want you to shake body. How many of you like music? How many of you like music? I expected every hand to be up, so some of you don't like music. If you like music and are, very confident in how much you know music, stand up. Let me run you something real quick. Okay, who knows this game, Complete the Lyrics? You know the game. Who wants to play with it, Why are you afraid? Why are you fearing? We just talked about courage, developing yourself, being I will pick somebody. I'm looking at you. You that you know I'm looking at you. Auntie with the hair to the side, the braids, high pony. Oh yeah, let's play this game. Stand up. Yes, you. Yes, you. Please give her a mic. Okay, so now when I call you to do something, you tell me your name and the name of your school. Okay? Okay.
My name is Iroluapo Akimpelu and I'm from Lekki British International High School.
Hi, Ire. I for what? This building is in which country? Okay, one of those schools that nobody answered has raised up her hand. Hi, pretty lady with the beret. That auntie there. Yes.
My name is Adefion. I'm here at Abike from Birel Avenue Senior High School.
You rushed it. We didn't hear it. Just give us the first name and the last name.
Adefion Amirat.
Amirat,
Yes.
Okay, from?
Birel Avenue Senior High School.
Birel Avenue Senior High School. Okay, answer.
The tallest building is located at Dubai.
Correct. Thank you, Amirat. Next, at what temperature does rain turn to snow? Something that we don't see here, unfortunately. Who knows this? This is a technical science-y type question. At what temperature? I know we all know the boiling point of water, but this one is ice block. At what temperature? You want to try? Okay.
I'm just trying.
Okay.
-4°C.
No. Okay.
-17.
No. I can see you're guessing. Yeah, I think mini more.
32 degrees.
Clap for her. You knew it. You were like, let me see if somebody will get it. It's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you. Foodies. What are the foodies? Okay. So our next panel session is once a head girl, always a leader. Hold on. I'm hearing something from the back. Little whispers. Come on down. Okay, so before we have the head girl panel, we have somebody very special in our midst that is going to give us a brief address. Very special because she's from the Lagos State government. So we have Mrs. Titilola Vivo Adeniyi. Yes, Mrs. Titilola Vivo Adeniyi, the Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Domestic Sexual Violence Agency. You people know the agency? DSVA, fantastic. She is ably represented here by Miss Fisayo Shomori. So please let's clap for her. And I'll be reading Mrs. Vivor Adeniyi's profile as she comes up. Mrs. Titulola Vivor Adeniyi, who is also called the Merchant of Hope, has spent about 15 years in public service where she has served the Lagos state government in different capacities. Her experience cuts across public policy and public administration, as well as legal expertise and social services. She has been instrumental in ensuring a proactive and coordinated response to sexual and gender-based violence in Lagos State. She currently serves as the Pioneer Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. Now, Ms. Shomori is the project coordinator of the Lagos DSVA Queen's Club program. She's also a mediator and a family life engineering specialist. Please, a round of applause for her to address us on a very, very important topic. So please, Ma, go ahead.
Thank you very much for having me here today. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, senior girls, senior head girls. It's nice to meet you all. My name is Fisayo, and I'm going after Itunu's way, and I'm fabulous. Based violence. So let's start with what is violence? I want us to do this together, all right? So that it's not like somebody just up here rambling. What is violence? What do we think violence is? Can anybody share? Yes, please.
My name is Ayagucham and I'm from Holy Child College. Violence means the use of force or aggressiveness.
Thank you very much for sharing. A round of applause for her, please. So, violence is the use of force or aggressiveness. Now, when you use force or aggressiveness against another person, all right, you use force or aggressiveness in a bid to hurt the other person. That's when violence comes up. All right, whatever it is you are doing, if you are trying to hurt a person, or you are trying to damage a person, or you are trying to kill a person, it's what? Violence. Now, when we talk about gender-based violence, now we now know that that is violence committed against a person because of their gender. Thank you very much. So now we have different types of violence. Right? I know that when we say violence, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, somebody is holding up a weapon, right? Or somebody, right? Consent should be freely. Now, let me just say this as a disclaimer, right? You all here are children. Okay, you're teenagers. Somebody's correcting me. But anyways, according to the law of the Lagos State, no matter how old you are, as long as you are under the age of 18, you are called what? You are called what? And very, very important is that a child cannot give consent. A child cannot do what? Yes, so it is very important that we know that as a child, you cannot give consent to sexual activities. Do you understand me? Are we together? All right. So I'm sharing this consent part because I know knowledge is power, and it can also help other people around you because you are powerful with knowledge, right? You can even inform older adults. I heard a girl explaining the other time how young girls should be ready to mentor older people. Is that right? So we're sharing this because knowledge is power. Now, consent is freely given. It should be freely given. Now, when we say consent is freely given, you are the one that will say, oh, yes, I'm interested. That is what consent is. Now, consent is also reversible. So you said earlier that you're interested, but answer to be able to take care of yourself. Yes, so that is why you are going through trainings like this. Do you understand? All right, so we also have the legal factors that contribute to domestic violence. We also have the political factors that contribute to domestic violence. So,
Girls Junior High School.
My name is Michelle from Koramo Senior College. When we experience domestic violence, the first thing we do is to speak up and then see a counselor that can help us with the stigma or whatever.
Thank you very much. All right. So I'm just going to go through what I have here. So the first thing, one thing that is important is that you believe in yourself. right? We agree. So you need to believe in yourself, right? You need to know that you are not just anybody, because one of the things that perpetrators do is make you feel less of yourself. Who do you think you are? You think if you live here now, somebody else will take you up. No, it's not possible. Is that not right? But that is not true. Everybody should be able to believe in themselves, because you can actually do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. Do you understand? So now the next is to ascertain if you are in danger, so that you know the next move to make. Now you also need to get support. Now we need to have good support system. That's why it's important to network with good people. You cannot be found around people that don't know what they are doing. You need to stand out and be able to hold up for yourself. Are we together? All right. You also need to be able to talk to a counselor in school. You need to be able to talk to the police, and you need to know your rights. Now we brought along a material for you. I think when you step out, you should pick one. It's track. Your rights is as a child is the content of it. So it would be nice that you pick it up when you leave. All right. Then you can also report to the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. All right. Who knows Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence? Zero 8,000, I can hear it. Okay, so for the people that don't know it, can we say it louder? 08,000 333 to see as in please this time. 08,000 333 333. All right, thank you very much. So let's go back to that first write-up we did. Are you there? Are you there? The first write-up, my name is.
Fantastic. Olamide Akinlabi, please clap for her. She's coming. Carry her bag, all her load. Olamide Akinlabi is a lawyer, development professional, and leading voice in transforming African perception of child rights. She advocates for the provision and implementation of basic rights for African children, including education, healthcare, and family care. Olamide has developed a range of impactful child engagement manuals and strategy documents and led innovative projects that have transformed the way we approach children's rights in Africa. Clap for her once again. Thank you very much, Olamide. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Next up, we have Taiwo Olawenwi. Please, Ms. Taiwo, stand up. Olawenwi. Please, Ms. Taiwo, stand up, stand up, stand up. Come forward. Taiwo Olawenwi is a pharmacist whose career pursuit straddles for-profits and non-profits with an interest in health entrepreneurship, communications, and international development. As lead coach at Finesse Coaching Academy, she helps early and mid-career professionals communicate effectively. She is also an experienced event compare and panel moderator, giving exquisite texture to every event she MCs. So she's my fellow MC. A round of applause for her. Next, last but not the least, we have we have somebody joining us international. Don't worry, we're getting there. We have Margaret Ebuchalam. Margaret is a community manager who has been building and leading communities for over 2 years. She's known for boosting engagement using community analyst Ruby Ibola, who will be joining us. Ruby Ibola is a lecturer and researcher majoring in IT and educational technology courses. She has a background in software engineering and has worked in various technology fields, including software development, cybersecurity, and technical research and writing. She started at Foch Women as a young undergraduate student. I might not be hearing us just yet, but she'll be joining us very soon, and I'm handing over the panel to Ms. Olamide. Thank you very much.
I start officially, we're going to quickly do something. The theme for this panel is once a head girl, always a head girl. Once a head girl, always a leader. So we're going to do some. Up, say yay. Yay. All in support of sitting down, say nay. What are we supposed to do? Okay, so the years have it, meaning that we are standing up. No, I don't think so. So because we want it to be at par, remember, once a head girl, you say always a leader, and then had like insightful conversations. And to be honest, oh, I see Ruby is on. Hi, Ruby. Okay, so I know that we've had very insightful conversations, and it's been a lot of take homes. Even for me, I've had a lot. Like if you see my notes, I've written a whole lot of things from a day student. The head boy has to be from the boarding school because there just must be a balance, and sometimes to be like, you know, we are high and mighty. So as head girl, if you're a day student, you know, you have a lot to deal with. And I know
for this and for that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so what I hear is also really in line with what you're saying. And then she added the piece about also having to stand out academically. So automatically, you need to be an example to a certain extent, as it were. I hear that Ruby is online. So I'm just going to ask Ruby. Great.
Because many of us will still grow to be country managers someday, CEOs someday, COOs someday. See your prefectship as that foundational learning experience that you will build upon to help you to be the great leader that you can be someday. Thank you.
Okay, so to add to what Tayo has said, the challenges I faced was personally multitasking. As a prefect, you have to juggle your leadership position, you have to juggle your academics. For someone like me, when I was in school, I was also involved in like extracurricular activities, which was sports. You also have to like add that. Then when you go home too, you also have like your duties, and everything has to be balanced. One side mustn't suffer. So as someone who guide you, and also now you have tools to support you. You have your alarms, you have your to-do notes on your mobile phones. These are things that can help you effectively manage your time. And the more you practice and build the muscle for it, when you are now working, you can be having like your 9 to 5. You can also volunteer for courses. You can also do other things, whether in church or even like your own personal side hustle, and you will not feel overwhelmed and you will not feel burnt out. Yes.
Thank you very much. Can we give her a round of applause, please? And I was going to say something. So they had mentioned negotiation skills, and that is super important. You know, it can't be overemphasized how that, you know, the stage you are now helps you be better negotiators as long as you are able to, as long as you're able to build on it. And then Margaret talked about, both of them actually corroborated on that, to say that community, you know, building that friendship. I know, because I've been there, I was once a head girl, and I know that.
Communicate confidently. You know, it was of tremendous help. So there was the confidence, and even now, even as a career person, I'm still in that, you know, space of a lot of communication now. Confidence required, because every day I'm standing before like a whole lecture student. So confidence is that thing that I've seen that has carried me through, and I see I learned it the most in that position.
We can. Yes, we can.
comes to making certain career decisions. So I became a science student because I wanted to. I know not many students actually have that choice, but I decided to be a science student. When I did the evaluation of the courses that were necessary for each department, I didn't like literature, so I struck out arts. I did not like accounting; it was boring. This is my own personality. So anything that is boring, meaning because I have a lot of things doing, so if I cannot just sit down and like read and I don't find it exciting, I don't do it. And that also guided me in my career choice. Coding is boring, sorry to the tech bros, but what can I do? But instead, I love meeting people. And that's one thing my head girlship afforded me. I got to meet people. I got to see, I love helping people like move from point A to point B. Why? Because when you're able to make that journey, something about me changes. And that's where my passion for volunteering started. There's no year that goes by that I don't volunteer for courses. Like I wouldn't have been able to like survive. So and that was how I found myself in the uni I went to, and I studied a course. And what like I said, regularly audit your life. So while I was in uni, I found out that like from year one in this industry, the people that repair or procure machines in the hospitals, that's what we do basically here most of the time. But it's way more than that. But if I had the funds, I could have gone for the fun part of the course. But the one that is in Nigeria is very technical, so I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then I started volunteering. I joined an organization in school called Inactus. And it was then in Inactus I realized that bring it home. Yeah. So I told myself I would love to work from home. And I worked towards that. And guess what? 2020 happened.
But, right, my parents didn't make the choice for me. I think that was a good thing. But sadly, I didn't even know what I wanted for myself. So I had to do a lot of introspection, asking myself, and also asking people. It's not wrong not to know. It's okay to be ignorant. But it will be foolhardy to stick to that lack of clarity. It's important to ask questions. So I would always ask questions from people, senior pharmacy. Okay, pharmacy. So I knew I didn't want medicine and surgery. I knew I didn't want microbiology or any other course. But I was okay with healthcare. But I didn't have that clarity. Like Olamide, I did well in my first UTME, but I experienced that you're gaining in school, whatever project you're working on in school, and don't be scared of ignorance. It's okay not to know, but it's important that you always ask questions and gain clarity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Taiwo. Thank you very much. Before coming up, Omalade had strictly told me Olamide 30 minutes, and I said I was going to do that. Guess how long we stayed here? It's been watch your time, right? Please, I need you to say it loud so Omalade can hear. It's been watch your time, right? Yeah. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Olamide, for putting me on the spot. But my short answer to that question is, Willan was birthed out of that fear. Yeah. So, you know, in 2017, I was on maternity leave. I just had my twins, but I had 6 months, so it was a lot of time to think. Yes, I've got those babies. They're 6 years old now. And because I had time to reflect, 2019 was coming, so the next election. And I've always wanted to run for office. I started saying this when I was 16, actually. And as I think is approaching, something whispered to me and said, no, I laughed out loud, like literally, at myself now. I laughed out loud. And I was like, you must be joking. Because like you, I'm like, not about the little I know about politics in Nigeria. And then I heard a voice say to me, November 8th, 2017, I went and I owe you too. Because how many years later? Willen is going to be 5 years in December. But this is where we are now. We are now, hopefully, building a platform for the next generation of leaders to be able to overcome those barriers.
Yes, please. And I'll do our slogan at the end. And I'll do our slogan at the end.
Thank you very much. She's coming. You guys take a picture first. Amazing. You guys enjoyed this panel, right? You guys enjoyed this panel. Session for the day, so I hope that who came and brought us all the way here. So after this picture, say Willen. Yes, please, the teachers. We want the teachers to come in. We're still going to take a separate picture of the teachers, but for this,
then they did this. You can literally mirror.
But the future was something to look forward to. Most children are not even aware of the fate that awaits us.
Young activists have tapped into people's fear for their own lives, much more attention-grabbing than how bad climate change will be for the planet. Inside the Swedish Parliament on her own,